Hello and welcome. We begin with South Africa today, where a political storm is brewing over President Cyril Ramaphosa's National Health Insurance Bill, which has been signed into law today. The law, which President Ramaphosa says is the biggest health policy overhaul, comes as general elections in the country are less than a fortnight away. President Cyril Ramaphosa says the law will end the healthcare apartheid in South Africa. First, let me tell you about the law. In South Africa, a publicly funded health sector serves most of the population. Over years, it has become overcrowded and run down. Only a few can access better treatment through private insurance. So the National Health Insurance Law aims to provide health care to millions of poor citizens in a major overhaul of a two-tier system. The current healthcare system still reflects deep racial and social inequalities, even 3 decades after the end of white minority rule. Now, the new law will set up a public fund to provide medical access for everyone, limit the role of private insurance, and set the fee that private doctors can charge. Effectively, the law makes private medical insurance moot. Now, South Africa's main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, along with some labour and business groups, are challenging the law in court. They are calling it devastating, irrational and unaffordable. They say the plans are inadequately funded, limit patient choice, harm the quality of care, and will drive talented doctors out of the country. The opposition also accuses Ramaphosa of timing the signing of the bill to elections. It also comes at a time when President Ramaphosa is feeling the heat of a campaign that has been difficult for the African National Congress. The 29th of May election is putting to test the African National Congress's 30-year rule. Reports say Ramaphosa is under pressure, even within the party. And now for more on this story, we are being joined live by Michele Clarke, who is the Shadow Minister for Health in South Africa. Michele, thank you for being with us on Firstpost Africa.
Thank you very much. And I represent the Democratic Alliance, of course.
Absolutely. Now let's jump right in. The NHI bill has been signed by President Cyril Ramaphosa at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. Now there are many who will legally challenge this bill, such as the DA, Solidarity, Health Funders Association, the Board of Healthcare Funders, among others. What are the next steps for those who wish to challenge this legally?
Well, we are busy getting our court papers ready to submit to court. And of course, that is what I suggest to everybody that's going to do a legal challenge against this bill, submit their applications. I mean, I am aware of there's many medical aids that are seeking senior legal counsel, because I've received a lot of information yesterday in terms of that as well. And I mean, you just have to see how the share prices of medical aids dropped yesterday. It was very interesting to note that as well, which is also a huge problem, particularly in the economy that we operate in this country. So, you know, we are not surprised at all that the president has signed this bill today, because we knew that this would happen 2 weeks before an election, because this is really the last straw that's been grasped at in order to campaign with, in terms of the ANC campaign.
Right. Yes, on that, Michele, this bill, of course, has been a work in progress for many years. Some say that it has not been ironed out correctly yet, and that there is still a lot more work that needed to be put into it to give it a solid foundation and to make it workable. Why then has the president decided to sign this bill now? You have said that this is possibly a tactical move to get more votes. What are your thoughts?
Yes, so it's definitely a tactical move to get more votes. And I can assure you that I was part and parcel of the last year where we sat with this bill, debating this bill clause by clause. Lots of recommendations were made around this bill because of the funding to start off with and the feasibility of this bill. Not one recommendation was taken into account from any opposition party. We had many stakeholders appear at the committee from all medical aids and medical companies to give their input. Not one of those recommendations were taken into account at all. Even the Parliamentary Legal Department and their process had said that there were very glaring issues within this bill that would have to be taken into account. And absolutely, there is definitely a constitutional matter to be taken up in court in terms of this bill, because many constitutional issues in terms of the right of choice, in terms of fair trade, and many others that need to be challenged in court. So that's the one aspect. The second aspect is we asked at every meeting for National Treasury and Finance to come and give us a presentation at the committee to tell us how this would be financed. When we started with the bill, Professor Nicholas Crisp said to us, "Oh no, we're not going to raise taxes." But that is exactly what they're going to be doing, because that's now what's been touted. And in an economy that we are in currently, and many people just battling to put a plate of food onto their tables, I don't know how they're going to be affording more taxes in order to fund this bill. And that is a huge problem. And over and above that, we don't even know what kind of services they're going to be offering in this bill, because we've never been told, even after asking countlessly at the committee to say we need to know what kind of services the NHI would be providing. They just have never given us that information. So, I mean, at this stage, no one knows what they're actually going to provide through the NHI and what you should then pay additional for your private medical aid until they phase out the medical aid schemes.
Absolutely. Michele, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for being with us on Firstpost Africa and for your valued insights.
Thank you very much for having me.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alyson Grange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global South. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.